So you've got to give a PowerPoint presentation. You're probably thinking, wow, this will be a piece of cake. It'll all be up on slides. All I have to do is show up. That's going to be really easy. Wrong attitude. So many people give boring PowerPoint presentations. They're reading off the slide. Don't be like that. There are several tips. If you follow them, you can make any PowerPoint work to your advantage. But if you don't, you're just going to blend in with the last 10 people who gave their PowerPoint presentations, and the next 10 people will remember nothing. So let's start with the basics. Before you ever turn the PowerPoint on, you should be able to stand up and give a mini speech to your audience. Not 10 minutes, not 20 minutes, not half an hour, but 2, 3 minutes, a little story that summarizes what you're trying to convey, that somehow fleshes out your most important point. Let them realize you are comfortable and confident. Nothing is worse than someone sort of ambling up to the lectern and not even looking at the audience. Well, as you can see on the first slide here, what our business is about is, and then they read the first 3 points. What does that message send? It sends a message that, hey, I'm nervous. Hey, I don't care enough about you, the audience, to even prepare, to even practice, to even think of a single original thing that isn't already written on the PowerPoint. So, very important, start off without the PowerPoint even on, or if it's up, have a blank screen where you're actually talking, telling a story. Next thing, use these slides sparingly. This idea of clicking and clicking and clicking and expecting everyone to absorb it doesn't happen. Use maybe 6, 7 slides apiece. You really should be able to talk for a good 3 minutes on each slide. And don't fill it up with clutter. People really don't want to read more than about 15 words on a PowerPoint. If it's that important, if the text is that important, give handouts after your presentation. It doesn't have to be up there. The reason to use a PowerPoint is that you have some point that visually is conveyed better in a graphic way. And you can communicate it better that way, rather than just saying it. But if it's just words, you got to really stop and think, why am I putting this in a graphic format? I can be talking about it, I can be giving anecdotes, I can be giving specific examples. So use some discretion. Be a sharper editor before you put those slides up. The other thing, practice. These slides can get out of order. People should not have to wait watching you fiddling with buttons and looking at a blank screen, and you've finished one thought, you've hit click, and it may only be 3 seconds, but it's going to seem like 30 seconds for your audience. So practice how you're going to speak around the various slides. That way, as you're still continuing with one slide, you can hit click while no one's noticing it. The next one pops up, and then you can go right into it in a seamless way. There's not all this waiting, standing around. So don't use a PowerPoint as a crutch. Use it as an added enhancement. The ideal way of thinking of a PowerPoint is you go into the presentation, and if all of a sudden the power's out or your bulb breaks, you couldn't care less because you already have an interesting presentation planned up here, not just over here. Speaking of bulbs, always take an extra bulb with you. You never know when one might blow. Good luck.